Welcome back. You're watching Prime Property. Blackstone has pumped in almost $1 billion over the last 3 years to build a formidable commercial real estate empire in India. And this week, it checked into India's second Four Seasons hotel that's in Bangalore. Blackstone bought out the stake of Goldman Sachs along with old-time partner Embassy. And as my colleague Manasi Gilani reports, Blackstone now wants to buy shopping malls in India's tier 2 cities.
Global private equity giant Blackstone has been on an aggressive action spree over the last few years, building India's second largest commercial real estate empire. Industry experts say Blackstone has amassed a portfolio of almost 29 million square feet across Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore and Noida by investing almost $1 billion since 2011. Blackstone today has emerged as the single largest controller, but not owner of Indian commercial real estate. This as most of Blackstone investments are made in partnerships with local developers. DLF with 29 million square feet remains India's largest owner of office space and shopping malls. But Blackstone seems on track to dislodge DLF from the top spot.
We're very optimistic on our real estate investments in India. They've been very well done and we're in wonderful locations. We have filled buildings. The tenants, the people who are paying rent, many of them are the greatest global companies in the world, so we anticipate no problems. We'll be continuing to invest money in India, certainly in the real estate areas.
Globally, real estate has been Blackstone's best performing business, and its strategy of buy it, fix it, sell it seems to have paid off. In India, it's pretty apparent Blackstone took a conscious decision to stay away from greenfield projects that come with their own string of problems, such as sensitivities of land acquisition, long drawn-out project approvals, politics with Indian joint venture partners, and pressure for timely construction. Instead, Blackstone prefers to buy only completed assets, preferably from cash-tight developers.
India needs capital. India needs foreign direct investment. Its capital markets are not developed enough to satisfy the needs for growth in India. So they need, whether it's people like ourselves or other people, they need that money coming in. So there's never a shortage of opportunities in India that are good opportunities.
Here are the details of some of Blackstone's more memorable acquisitions. Last week, Blackstone along with South India-based Embassy bought into a 6.5-acre project in Bangalore that will house India's second four-season hotel, 110 private branded residences as well as 2 lakh square feet of retail and office space. Some of Infosys co-founders and Bollywood actress Deepika Padukone have invested in the private residences here that carry a price tag of more than $1 million apiece. The deal size is unknown, but industry experts peg it at 630 crore.
But it's not the first time Blackstone and Embassy Group have come together. The private equity giant has invested heavily in Indian joint ventures with Embassy Group, with experts saying nearly half of Blackstone's office portfolio is via joint ventures with Embassy. In April, Blackstone invested 550 crores to acquire a 60% stake in Vrindavan Tech Village and SEZ in Bangalore to be developed by Embassy. In 2012, Blackstone had made history with the then largest commercial deal. It invested about $200 million, that's about 1,200 crore, for a 50% stake in 3 of Embassy's business parks. But Blackstone didn't stop there.
Blackstone last month bought 2 properties, a special economic zone in Pune and an IT park in Noida, from the private equity arm of IDFC for about 1,125 crore. This had also marked Blackstone's foray into National Capital Region. The global giant also has a good rapport with Pune-based Panchsheel Group and a large stake in one of its 4 million square feet IT park, again in Pune. And in 2014, Blackstone and Panchsheel bought one of India's most iconic buildings, the Express Towers at Nariman Point, for around 900 crore, from the Express Group and ICICI Ventures. Interestingly, Blackstone India headquarters is based out of Express Towers, and so are its competitors Warburg Pincus and General Atlantic.
Now let's tell you what's next on Blackstone's radar. 2 shopping malls. That's right. Blackstone wants to buy 2 shopping centers made of brick and mortar when everybody in India is discussing e-commerce. These are located in Chandigarh and Indore.
Global retailers like Zara, Guess, Promode, Hamleys have made their debut in Chandigarh by opening stores here. Domestic retail giants like Shoppers Stop and Reliance have also set up shop. Popular food chains like Chili's, KFC and Noodle Bar, as well as PVR Cinemas are others betting on Elande's success. But Chandigarh is not the only catchment area. Chandigarh is also known as a hotspot for those neighbouring cities like Ludhiana, Patiala and Shimla, and banking on that L&T had built a parking lot for about 5,400 cars, the largest parking zone in any mall in the country. That's bigger than even the parking zone of New Delhi's T3 Indira Gandhi International Airport. The second mall to catch Blackstone's fancy is Treasure Island Mall of Entertainment World Developers in Indore. Earlier this week, we saw the Mega Global Investment Summit in Indore, hosted by Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister. Bigwigs from Mukesh Ambani to Cyrus Mistry to Gautam Adani have all pledged to increase their investments in one of India's fastest growing state. All of this is likely to boost consumption and shopping patterns in Indore.
Sources say Blackstone will invest as much as about 750 crore in 2 malls. But Blackstone still has an uphill task of convincing the government to allow them to invest in already built and ready-made shopping centres. The PE giant has pumped in almost about $1 billion in the last 3 years. And what everybody wants to know is how Blackstone will live up to its reputation of making a killing by exiting investment in the right time. Will it experiment with REITs? I guess time will tell. Rest assured, I'll be back with more on that on Prime Property with all the updates.
That's right, Manasvi. It's certainly going to be interesting to see how Blackstone exits all of these investments in India. Let's not forget, just this week, Blackstone raised the bar for itself. Hilton, that is owned in majority by Blackstone, sold the iconic Waldorf Astoria, one of the world's most glamorous hotels in Midtown Manhattan, to a Chinese company for a jaw-dropping $1.95 billion. Rest assured, we at Prime Property will be tracking all of the developments at Blackstone very closely. For now, we're totally out of time, so we have to say goodbye. A quick reminder, you can always email us your feedback or send in your property queries. Our email address is primeproperty@network18online.com. You can also tweet me. See you same time next week.